Lately I've been having a lot of issues with Windows, Windows crashing or just acting very weird. So today I want to switch to Linux, and as you'll see, it's going to take a really nasty turn in the end. If you watch the video and have some tips for me, just leave them in the comments or send me a DM on Discord or something. But yeah, it's a fun video, it's very chaotic, so I hope you enjoy it. By the way, regular uploads are coming back. I'm working on it. I just have to get back into the flow and also finding the time for making these kinds of videos. It just hasn't come naturally lately. Enjoy this video and I'll see you later. The game plan for today is choosing a distro, flashing it on a USB drive, and then installing it on my PC. So I have tried Linux before. I've installed Mint on a secondary PC that was always behind me. So, of course, we cannot choose Linux Mint because why would it be so easy? Linux Mint would work for Blender, which is nice because I'm a 3D artist, of course. I use Blender. So Blender is not the problem. The problem is actually DaVinci Resolve for me. We can see that it only supports Rocky Linux and CentOS. And since I use DaVinci Resolve pretty much every day, I think I'm going to go with Rocky Linux because I've heard about CentOS that it's pretty much just discontinued. Over on the Wikipedia page, we can see that it is a discontinued Linux distribution. So that pretty much just only leaves me with one option. So I never really had a choice. We didn't really have to go far into this. So let's search for Rocky Linux. I've already been on the website before, but I haven't downloaded this yet. I've only come this far and now I'm going to install it on my computer. So Enterprise Linux, the community is the way. Open source enterprise operating system designed to be 100% bug for bug compatible with the Red Hat Enterprise Linux. I have heard about Red Hat, but I have never touched it. I've never seen it actually. So yeah, I only just know that it exists. It looks really cool. It looks really like macOS, which I don't know if I'm going to be able to adapt to that. Worst case scenario, I just reinstall Windows and that's it. Over on the download page, we have our architecture and I am on 64-bit, so I'm going to go with this one. I'm not going to be dual booting. If I really want to or need to, I'll see how that works later. But for now, we're just going to keep it completely Rocky Linux, and then I'm going to feel like a total hippie who doesn't use any Google, Microsoft, or like Windows or whatever. Alright, so the download has finished. It took a while, I have no idea why. So right now we have an ISO file, which we can flash onto a USB drive, which I have grabbed right here. This is my Linux Mint USB drive. But yeah, we're just going to install Rocky Linux on this. So yeah, I'll just walk you through the installation, and if I come across some things, I'll also share that with you. As I said, I do know how to generally install Linux distribution, so it should be easy enough, but you never know. So to flash this ISO image, we're going to need to download a different program on Windows, which is Rufus, and with that we can flash our USB drive with the ISO image. Just search for Rufus, and it should be Rufus IE. You can just scroll down and download the standard one, and here it is. But yeah, your drive name should be here. And then for this ISO image, we're just going to select Rocky Linux, and then we can hit start. You can hit OK, OK. Just hit OK a bunch of times. Everything that's default is fine. And then we just wait for this to flash. All right, it is done. Close now. And the USB drive should be good to go. So now I'm going to switch to my phone, I guess, because I'm going to have to do things to my computer while it's off and rebooting and stuff. So yeah. So here's my boot screen. And here's the BIOS. Okay, cool. We can just go over to boot right here and set the boot option to our generic mass storage partition, which is our USB drive. And then we can just go over to exit and then save and changes and exit. So here we are rebooting. And yeah, we get this install Rocky Linux. And we can also test this. That's also cool. I think I'm just going to go raw dog this and just install it directly. And the sooner I can get OBS back would be better. So yeah, we have some text, some more text. Wow, I've never seen a Linux distribution go over 2 monitors. Gray screen. And here it is. All right, I'm just going to install this real quick. So let's see, root account is disabled. Enable. Okay, I'll be back. Then we have my drives right here. And I would like to install it on this one, the oldest one. So I'm just going to delete all of this and then reclaim. And then I'm getting this warning right here. So it's completely rebooted my PC. That's cool. So here we are again with the disks. Just going to click delete all again, see if that works. Oh yeah, it still has simultaneous multi-threading enabled. I'm going to try to disable that SMT in my BIOS and yeah, see how that goes. So let's see, in the BIOS, we're going to have to look for multi-threading, CPU config, something like this. SMT, yeah, already found it, cool. Is that one? Let's disable that for now. Exit, save changes, exit. Let's see how that goes. Alright, so now it's on the different screen, which looks a little bit less disgusting in this one. It looks better in person, I promise, but it's still pretty nasty. So the moment of truth. Yeah, I think it worked. No, it didn't. Why? Just kicking me out. Delete all. Reclaim. There's no error message anymore. That sucks. That's easier. Just do it in the BIOS, I think. Let's hope it works. Yeah, okay, cool. I cleaned this one. So let's see. So now it's installing. I have the logo right there. Yeah, we got further than we did before, so I'll just wait for this to finish. Install OBS. And yeah, that's pretty much all I'll do. Let's go! Reboot! Alright, so here I have Windows user problem number 1. I'm trying to install OBS Studio. So I click on Linux, of course. And then I'm greeted with FlatHub or Ubuntu instructions. I'm on Rocky Linux. It's Red Hat based, so it shouldn't be Ubuntu. But Flatpak, if I click on that, it downloads a file. Let's see if that works. Okay. Well, I'll take everything back. That was pretty easy. Alright, so I have OBS enabled now. I can actually record, but I still cannot do window capture. I'm just going to try and figure this out and just gonna mess around with this operating system for a while, and then I'll report back probably tomorrow. No, not even, because I'm working tomorrow. So yes, sometime later. I hope this video gets finished within the week. Otherwise, yeah, I'm just probably going to go back to Windows since I need my PC for some stuff.
One day later.
Hello? Alright, so recording from this thing seems to be working, but when I went to check it, I went over to files and then over to video, because that's where it's going to save, and then I randomly got this image on my PC, which is really creepy. It's really low resolution as well. It's called cover JPEG. So yeah, that's weird. That's weird. I hope I can actually fetch these recordings without being compromised. Pretty ominous, if I have to say myself. OBS still isn't working. I have no idea why. But yeah, I'm just going to Google a bit and let's see what I can find. Alright, and that's pretty much where the video abruptly ends, because a lot of recordings were corrupted from Linux, were just unusable. In the end, I'll spare you the details, but in the end I figured out how to install NVIDIA drivers for my GPU. So my GPU was detected and up and running, which was really cool. I could use OBS with screen capture. So yeah, that worked. That was really nice. And that's pretty much all the problems I had in the beginning. I could use Linux then, I could use Blender, I could use everything fine. There were no problems except for one really big thing. And that is that everything just crashed seemingly randomly. So I would open settings and then I would change a setting. I would save the settings, and then suddenly when I saved something to a file, it just completely crashed the application and I had to restart what I was doing, which really sucked. It didn't happen every time, but most of the times it did. And that was just a little bit frustrating. So I ended up just switching back to Windows because I do actually want to make videos for you guys. But yeah, it was a fun experiment for for a couple days just messing around with Linux, and I do see some upsides to it, and I would like to try again in the future. But for now, Windows works well. It works better than Rocky Linux. Ideally, I would use Linux Mint because I know that it's just reliable and I know how it works. It looks great, so yeah, I have no problem switching to Linux Mint, but yeah, then again, I have the compatibility issues with DaVinci Resolve. If you have some solutions for that, please leave them in the comments. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe, and then I'll see you in the next one.